Hey everyone, thanks for watching and welcome to another episode of the Gamecast Weekly News Recap. I'm your host, Rob Cray. I'd like to start off with the PlayStation 4, which finally launched in Japan over the weekend. The console officially launched Saturday, February 22nd, which is over 3 months after its US release date. The PlayStation, of course, is a Japanese-developed console, so it's very unusual for a Japanese console to launch outside of its native country first. In the past, all of Sony's previous consoles launched in Japan months before they came to the US. Now, I personally think this was part of a strategy on Sony's part to take back market share from its biggest competitor, Microsoft's Xbox, which had a slight lead over the PlayStation 3 in the US market during the past console generation. It seems Sony's strategy is working. As I mentioned in last week's show, the PS4 is outselling the Xbox One in all the major markets. Just this past week, Sony raised its sales numbers from 4.2 million units sold to 5.3 million. That was before the Japanese launch. Microsoft, on the other hand, has not released sales numbers since the end of 2013, when they posted sales of around 3 million consoles sold. And in other PlayStation-related news, it looks like Sony's finally releasing the first limited edition PS4 console. The new Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes limited edition PS4 looks pretty much like the standard PS4, except it features a gold fox emblem on the front. The limited edition bundle comes with the console and a copy of the highly anticipated Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes game packed in. Sadly, the bundle is only available in Japan. It will cost around 47,000 yen, or about $460. And speaking of highly anticipated games, it seems developer Naughty Dog has revealed some details on what we can expect from its upcoming game Uncharted 4. During a recent interview, the company's co-president, Christopher Balestra, said that the new game would feature a huge leap in terms of graphics. This news comes on the heels of some similar rumors from this past week, including a tweet from gaming insider Hassan Rashid, who tweeted, quote, "The next Uncharted will have graphical fidelity that is comparable to the cutscenes in The Last of Us." It's also worth noting that a recent job listing over at Naughty Dog was looking for a character artist to create 1 million polygon characters for an upcoming next-gen game. To put this into perspective, the character models in Uncharted 3 feature just 30,000 polygons. Pretty amazing stuff. Of course, there's been no word yet on a release date for Uncharted 4, but the game is expected sometime in 2015. And while we're on the subject of great-looking games, a French video game magazine is claiming that another highly anticipated PS4 game, The Order 1866, will feature no graphical disparity between its gameplay and its cutscenes. I personally would take this one with a grain of salt. We all know that gameplay never looks quite as good as the pre-rendered cutscenes used in the game. You may recall years ago that a trailer emerged for Killzone 2 that was claimed to be in-game footage. Needless to say, many gamers were extremely disappointed once the game came out and the gameplay wasn't quite as good as they were led to believe. I guess we'll find out once the game releases. The Order 1866 is scheduled to be released sometime this summer or fall, exclusively on the PlayStation 4. And while great graphics are always something to brag about, here's something that could potentially have Xbox fans literally turning green with envy. Rumors are circulating that Sony is set to finally reveal its virtual reality headset next month at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. Sony's VR headset has been in development for a while now. The device is said to be designed specifically for the PlayStation 4 and is very similar to Oculus's Oculus Rift VR headset. A reveal for the headset has been speculated for just about every major convention over the past couple of months. This latest info comes from website TechRadar. A recent article claims that an insider tested the device and said, quote, "The quality and resolution are really good. People will definitely be impressed with what Sony's built." I don't know about you, but I've been dreaming of a VR headset since I was a kid. I hope rumors are true and we finally get to see what Sony's been working on. Just the thought of playing my PlayStation 4 with a virtual reality headset has me drooling with anticipation. So Sony, if you're listening, take my money. And in my final PlayStation-related story of the week, it seems one PlayStation 4 user found a glitch that allowed him to get free membership to Sony's paid PlayStation Plus service until the year 2035. You heard me right. According to gaming website VG247, the user did it by repeatedly signing up for a 14-day free trial that was available on the PlayStation Store. It turns out the trial was only available for new PS4 owners who had never used the service before. No word yet from Sony on the glitch, or whether or not the user in question was able to keep all that free membership time. I'm guessing Sony takes it away, but if not, it looks like he's going to have many years of free gaming ahead of him. And if you think getting free PlayStation Plus service is a good deal, what about paying less than $100 for a Wii U bundle? According to a forum post over at cheapassgamer.com, User Shatterstar23 was able to pick up a brand new Wii U Zelda bundle for only $98.71 at his local Sam's Club. It turns out the bundle, which normally retails for $300, was on clearance at this particular store. After posting the deal, several other users were also able to snag not only the Zelda bundles, but also the standard 32GB bundles for steeply discounted prices. Another user paid $150 for his, which is still half off the normal price. It turns out the deals were evidently only available on a store-by-store basis. Sadly, I checked my local store and they no longer had any of the Zelda bundles in stock. Wah, wah, wah. Now on to some sad news for fans of BioShock development studio Irrational Games. It turns out the studio will soon be closing its doors. BioShock series creator Ken Levine made the announcement via a message on Irrational Games' official website. Levine says he plans to move on to smaller, narrative-heavy games that will be released digitally only. Levine went on to say that he will be starting a, quote, smaller, more entrepreneurial endeavor at publisher Take-Two Interactive. If you're a fan of the series, have no fear. A 2K representative responded to let fans know that they plan to continue the BioShock series by saying, quote, the BioShock universe remains a rich, creative canvas for many untold stories. We look forward to exploring the next BioShock experience. Now on to some Xbox news. Microsoft says it's planning to experiment with cheaper prices for its digitally distributed Xbox One games to compete with physical retail discs. Currently, retail games and digital downloads are pretty much the same price. Many gamers have expressed concern over the pricing model over the past couple of years. They feel that since a digital download cuts a lot of costs out of the marketing of a game in retail stores, many feel that digital games should sell at a cheaper price than their retail counterparts. Well, it seems Microsoft may finally be listening. They're now offering the Xbox One launch title Rise Son of Rome for $39.99 as a digital download. The game has a $59.99 retail price in stores, so that comes out to a $20 difference in price. No word yet on whether they have plans to discount any other titles, but I want to know what you guys think. If you prefer buying retail discs, would a discounted digital download price be enough to get you to go digital? Let me know in the comments below. And Microsoft has also announced a new remote control for its new gaming console. The Xbox One Media Remote will finally allow Xbox One users an alternative to the Kinect and controller to navigate, launch, and control media apps. The remote will also be able to control TV or AV receiver volume, using the Kinect as an infrared blaster. The buttons are said to be motion activated, so the backlighting is turned on as soon as you pick it up. And lastly, there's a dedicated One Guide button that allows you to access the built-in Xbox Live TV feature. Microsoft says the remote will be available starting in March for $24.99. And for the last story today, new evidence seems to show that it looks like the highly anticipated game Titanfall was originally being developed for not only Xbox consoles, but also for the PS3 and PS4 as well. As I mentioned in last week's show, Titanfall recently opened up for a public beta. It turns out that several curious gamers began looking through the game's beta code and found not only references to future DLC for the game, but more interestingly, they found code that points to the development of a version of the game for Sony's consoles. It's most likely that these versions were in development before Microsoft signed an exclusivity deal with developer Respawn Entertainment. But who knows, maybe we'll eventually one day be able to play the game on other consoles as well. Alright guys, once again I want to thank you for watching. Be sure to check out all of our videos on our official YouTube channel. We're dedicated to bringing you the latest gaming news along with gamer commentary, special segments, trivia, contests, and much more. So be sure to subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/gamecastnews. Oh wait, don't go yet, there's more. How about a little video game trivia? Let's see how well you guys really know your game history. First, I have the answer to last week's question. Did you know the answer? The best-selling video game console of all time is Sony's PlayStation 2, coming in at around 155 million consoles sold. Nintendo's DS handheld comes in at a close second with around 153 million consoles sold, and rounding out the top 5 are the Game Boy, Sony's PS1, and the Nintendo Wii. Now on to this week's question. Nintendo is one of the world's most well-known and successful video game companies, but long before they made video games, they actually got their start making Japanese playing cards. So how long has Nintendo been around as a company? 50 years? 70 years? 100 years? Or 125 years? I'll have the answer in next week's show. And before you go, here's a list of some notable games that will be available in stores this week.